everyone, it's Emaphant here, and I'm back with a brand new speed build. So today we're building kind of like a modern cabin in the woods is my working title. I have no idea if I'm going to call it that, we'll see. But I had a ton of fun building this house. So I started this house really wanting to play with more of a triangular deck, more of an angled deck, specifically to take advantage of some of these views. So this is a lot, I don't think I've ever built on this lot before in Windenburg, but it's like way up kind of in the countryside-ish and has this gorgeous waterfall, some really nice lighting. So if y'all follow me on Twitter, you may have seen I tweeted out a couple pictures of this house a couple days ago from when I'm recording this, and I was so in love with the lighting and the scenery and the greenery around this build. So this entire build is really trying to take advantage of the landscape around it, trying to take advantage of all the different lighting, of the views of the waterfall, and just kind of being in nature and being in that environment. So you'll see a lot of the rooms that I build, I'm using windows really particularly to try to bring in light in the way that I want, but still have privacy. So when we get to this front deck part in a little bit, you'll see that. But yeah, I had a really good time with this build, and I liked it. It feels a little bit Frank Lloyd Wright to me with some of these pieces. It looks a little bit like Falling Water in my mind, especially being near this waterfall. Obviously, the color scheme is completely different. If you've seen Falling Water, it's pink and brown, and this is more of a gray and blue and cool colors in this build. So more just in terms of the architecture and the design. Because yeah, you guys, I'm pretty much as good of a builder as Frank Lloyd Wright. That's right. No, he's amazing. He's so good. Anyway, so this is a 3-bedroom and 1-bathroom house, I believe, but there's also an office and a couple other spaces that if you wanted to add in more space, I definitely think that it'll do that. But also, again, it's all about the outdoor space. There's a front porch, a back deck, a second floor deck, patio area. So it's really just kind of pushing you guys, or the Sims, to be outside as much as possible and enjoy just how gorgeous this space is. So yeah, I don't know, the living spaces are comfortable, but some of them are a little smaller, a little tighter. Specifically, the living room is a love seat and a chair, and that's all of the seating. I tucked a couple of those poofs from the ones from Spa Day. I tucked a couple of them under there, but this house is really pushing you guys to be outside and enjoy that as much as possible. So I had a really good time with it, but yeah, just working out the floor plan here. I was being really particular with this and trying to get everything exactly where I wanted it to be, because I didn't want to I wanted the outside to look exactly right and have everything exactly where I wanted it to be. So I was really messing around with the floor plan a lot here. I edited out a little bit of it for you guys just because this video was 40 minutes when I first just dropped my footage in. So I'm trying to pare it down a little bit, but we should include everything major. So if you guys do see a couple of skips, that is why. I know a lot of people don't like that, but I also think that a lot of people don't like a 40-minute video, especially if parts of it are boring. So I'm always trying to find the balance with that. So I hope you guys don't mind skipping out a couple of bits. There's also no custom content in this build. I know I've done a couple of custom content builds lately, so I wanted to make sure that I had one that was just Max's content for you guys. So yeah, I don't know. It's a cute house. I think that it's really nice. I don't know that I would say it's the most player friendly or playable friendly. I think that it is, but it's a little bit, at least it's a little bit on the small side for how I would like a house to be were I to play in it, because I like to have a lot of skill building stuff, and this one, it has a home office that I kind of made more for the creative types, but it doesn't have a ton of space for skill building activities. So I don't know, I think it's really pretty. I just don't know it's super practical in terms of gameplay. So, but it all works. You get all you need. You got a kitchen, you got bathrooms, you got 3 bedrooms. I don't know if I mentioned that, but it does have 3 bedrooms. Yeah, just working on the floor plan. I don't know. I'm not sure what else to say about this floor plan, because it's just, I was just moving a bunch of pieces and parts around to try to make everything work exactly the way that I wanted it to, with the windows and with all these pieces. I was just being super, super finicky with this house. So I'm so happy that I took the time to do that, because I think it does actually end up exactly the way that I wanted it to when I started in my head, but I know I'm taking quite a bit of time on the floor plan here and all of that. But we are moving on to picking the color scheme here. Definitely, like I said before, it had those blues and grays and a lot of cool colors, contrasted with the bright white windows, and the ceilings or the roof lines are all pretty white or tannish. We don't really have like a pure clean white roofing material in The Sims, which I think is kind of weird because we have like these concretes that look white, and I don't know if it was my lighting or what, but I was doing this on another build I was working on too, that I wanted just to like a pure white roofing, and I feel like we don't have a good one. So I don't know. I think I want to look for some custom content that's like a more pure white roofing. But I just feel like, so I also feel like our roofing options in general in The Sims are kind of limited. Like, I don't know if it's just that the patterns of the roofing textures, like the shingle textures that we have, are too repetitive for me. That's why I don't like them, that they're just so uniform. But I don't feel like we have the best options for roofing in The Sims 4. And I don't remember having anything better in The Sims 3 or in previous Sims games. But it's something that I feel like we're really lacking, is a good roofing style, or like realistic roofing style. Because I don't know. I don't like them. So I don't know. If you all have any custom content roofings that you really like, I'd be interested to see those and just check it out. I know that that's like a really difficult thing to do well. And I also know that a lot of CC creators don't tend to do that because it's like not a sexy part of CC creation, like making roof tiles. Like no one's interested in that. But I'd be interested to see some good roof tiles because I feel like they're lacking quite a bit. So I don't know. Let me know if you guys know of any good custom content roofings. I am really picky, as I think I've said too many times now, but it has to be like really high quality. Like I don't like when it's at all funny looking or like glitches out a little bit. I won't use it if it's like that. So anyway, we are pretty much done with the floor plan here. We're just getting in the flooring and the wall colors for the interior. We just really go with like a clean white wall on all of the rooms. I do believe on the kids' rooms we change that later on once we get to like furnishing them a little bit more closely. But the inside, it's very clean. It's very light and airy. Really just kind of going back to that, like, look outside. Don't look at my walls. Don't look at my floors. Look outside to this beautiful view. So I don't know. I think that message comes across in this house, certainly in the spaces. Like they're all very focused on the outside. So yeah, anyway, we're getting a little fountain part here with the garden. We ended up putting like a sculpture out here and a little bench. So yet another piece that's just kind of pushing you outside. Go out there, go enjoy the great outdoors, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I also feel like it's tricky to do like a front step, like pathway. That's the word I'm looking for, pathway, on these houses that like just have grass in front of them and they don't have like a driveway going to them. I don't know. I like it in terms of how the lot looks by itself, but then I don't really like how I can't like connect to it, and I don't know. So I ended up like kind of erasing part of my pathway to my front door to make it look like it blended in with the earth better, but I always feel like that's a little bit tricky to make that blend correctly. So yeah, I don't know. Working on the kitchen here, we end up, okay, I really like this kitchen that I start with, and I think it looks really good in and of itself. I don't think it goes with this house at all. So we end up coming back a while later, changing all of the colors, switching out the fridge and the stove for something a little bit more modern, just really trying to freshen it up and keep it as modern as the rest of the house is. Because like, this kitchen's nice and I like it in a certain sense, but like this does not match the outside at all. So we keep like the basic layout of it. This big island we keep because I think that looks really nice and I think it fits well for the mentality of this house, I guess. But yeah, so I really struggled trying to figure out floor tiles for the kitchen for a long time. So I experimented with that a bunch off camera, and I actually ended up picking the one that I go with off camera. But it's just we end up going with just like a base game tile, so you'll probably recognize it. But we will do bits and pieces of that color refresh off camera and on camera, kind of going back and forth, because I just wasn't happy with it for the longest time, and I had to figure out like what I wanted it to be, because I was really happy with the kitchen as a unique object, but it just did not fit in this house. It just didn't. So I don't know. I also haven't really looked that closely at the Jungle Adventure bar stools that we're using right now. I actually love them, and I don't know why. I didn't think I liked them very much before, but like the color swatch that I have them in right now, I think it looks really, really cool for like a certain house style, like a little bit more old fashioned. I don't know how else I would describe that. Like, I don't know. Anyway, so I think I want to use them in the future, but I just didn't think that they fit with how modern and clean and like white and airy I wanted this house to be. So we switched those to something that's just a little bit simpler. I don't know. We'll see that in bits and pieces as we go. So now we're working on the living room that I mentioned. It is quite small. We literally just have this love seat and chair and then a TV and a couple of shelves. I did start to mention, and then I got distracted, that I'll end up putting a couple of poofs kind of under these shelves by the TV. So I like to do stuff like that because obviously they're not usable for The Sims if you do stick them under a shelf, but I like to do that just like so it kind of looks like you have extra seating if you need to pull it out, but it's not really like in your walkway for The Sims. So that's something I like to do just to add a little bit of realism and pretend like you have more seating if you have more than 3 guests over, because presumably you'll occasionally have more than 3 guests over or people sitting there if you already have 3 people living in the house. If you have 1 person over, then you're 4. So yeah, but yeah, I don't know. The living room's pretty simple. You know, we just got like these chairs and that rug and a couple of plants in there, and then I think that's it. We do add another chair kind of over in the side towards the end. We'll add another one in there, but yeah, working on the front entryway here. I also played with this a lot. I wanted to use those, I guess, love seats. I think that's what they're considered. From the fitness stuff pack, the ones that kind of look like they have like 2 sides of like an arm and a back of it, but they don't have the arm on the other side. Does that make sense? I wanted to use those, but none of the colors fit for what I was going for. So I liked those, but they did not work correctly in the way that I wanted to. Just because like the pillows had different colors on them that I wanted, and like if I liked the pillow colors, I didn't like the metal around the outside. But anyway, so we just go with something simple with that yellow chair that's also from fitness stuff. I also really liked what I ended up doing with these rugs in the dining room. So this is that base game. I think it's just called the Spot rug. It's literally just a circular one that's like a plain color, sized up one underneath the Vintage Glamour, I think it is, rug that has like all those spindly bits. So it kind of looks like the rug is actually patterned that way. So I thought that looks really good, and it ties in really nicely with these bowling stuffed chairs that have that teal kind of wire or whatever it is on the bottom. It kind of ties that on in very nicely, which is also, I'm so good at this, guys, which is also the same colors that are in the living room rug, and some of the art around there is reflective of that. So I thought that all went together nicely. And yeah, I also struggled with what I wanted to do under these stairs. So you saw me just a couple seconds ago experimenting with those bay seats that came with cats and dogs. I liked the idea of that, but it wasn't quite the right size shape, right sized shape to do that. So we ended up just sticking up that bookshelf that you saw and a couple of plants, and that's it. So yeah, it's really quite simple on the inside. I think that the parts that I think are cool is just how the windows capture the lighting. Guys, I'm so obsessed with the lighting in this house. Like, it's a little ridiculous, but we are working on the first floor deck right now. First of the 2 decks that we have, because of course, why not? We get a little tiny pool in here, a bit of a grill, a couple of chairs, those sofas, and that's about it. I think that's all we do. We do some more lighting and a little bit more decor, just kind of pop it around, but I'm going to be bouncing back and forth from the first floor and second floor decks here because I kind of wanted to match stylistically between the two. So you'll see me do that a lot, generally speaking, in builds. If I want to match stylistically, I'll kind of drop things that I like in the other space that I'm not primarily working on so that I remember what I'm doing. But yeah, we do get a hot tub, as you saw briefly, up on the second floor deck. We also get a bar up there, and I think that's, and we get a yoga mat up there in a little while. So, oh yeah, I also put these skylights in off camera for 2 of the bedrooms have skylights in them, and I love using those skylights just to bring in even more light, you guys, just so much light. That's my thing today. But I don't like that they have those neon lights, like actual lights, not like sunlight. Stripes, what is the word for that? Y'all know what I'm talking about. I don't like that they have those. I just want them to be glass. Like, why don't we have a simple glass skylight in The Sims? Come on. So they work okay. Yeah, okay, so you guys know modern houses that have those like little lights on the floor that have like spotlights up the wall of the modern house? Like, have you guys seen pictures of that on Pinterest? It's like a thing that's pretty common, or not Pinterest, wherever you look at house pictures, because I'm sure every single one of you looks at house pictures as much as I do. Probably not. Anyway, that was the idea I was going for the lighting around the exterior of this house. The Sims 4 lighting engine does not support it. It doesn't work correctly. So I'm going for that idea. It does not quite look like that, but just like use your imagination and pretend that I've achieved this perfect result that I want to, because that's what I wanted to do, but it didn't quite go. So yeah, we're working on the master bedroom here. Just really simple, got this nice blue bed, some white curtains, kind of bringing in modern touches, but also a little bit more traditional, I would say, with like the basic blue bedspread. These curtains are a little bit more old-fashioned. So it's kind of a mix of that. Like, I thought that worked for the master, that they probably would be slightly more traditional, or like at least the most traditional of the household, considering the other 2 rooms are for children, or one of them I think was for a teen room. Yeah, probably for a teen room one of them was. So kind of mixing that a little bit. It's still, I would say, pretty modern, but it's not as like bam modern as it could have been. So yeah, I don't know, pretty simple. I'll fidget around with the floor plan for a little while here too, because I didn't like how this master bedroom had like a funky little hallway part for a little while, and it like cut off the space weirdly. So we messed with that a lot. I cut out quite a bit of it actually, because I literally fidgeted with that so many times because I just wasn't quite happy with how it was ending up. But I think it works okay in the end. It's a little bit awkward just with that like corner around with the railing of the stair rail, but it goes okay. So this is the only bathroom in the house. It does have a really nice tub, a shower, all that stuff. Like, it's got what you need, but it is the only bathroom in the house. So still quite modern. I wanted to pull in some more of those blues and get that kind of feeling in the house as well. So you'll see me in a lot of places bringing in that brickwork from the outside into the inside to reflect those colors. I literally think that brickwork from Vampire Stuff Pack, or expansion pack, whatever it was, game pack, that's what it was, the Vampire game pack is such nice brickwork. Like, I don't know why it's so good to me, because it like Vampire expansion, whatever it is, I keep saying it wrong, it's not a modern thing, but I swear I use that brickwork in like all of my modern houses, because it's just the right amount of texture and color variation to it, I think, for what I want it to be, that it works for me. I like it, and it comes in good color swatches. Swatches. It's been a really long day for me, y'all. Like, oh my goodness. Anyways, I love that stuff. Like, I am obsessed with that one particular thing from Vampire Stuff. I want to say it's the only thing I consistently use from Vampire Game Pack. I don't know what else I would use. I'm sure I use something else, but I don't know what else. Anyway, we're working on a second little like living foyer landing space, I guess, up here on the second floor. We take away that computer actually and just have it be a table, because I wanted it to kind of be like a homework spot for the kids too. I like to do that in a lot of my builds, just to have like a little, even if it's not a desk space, have a little spot where your kids can do homework with the family and be out. So that was kind of my intention around that, and why I took the computer away, because I just thought it looked a little funny on that table, since it is like a bar height table and we had the 2 chairs and all of that stuff. So yeah, you saw me stick a couple more skill building things in there. I do get a guitar in there. I ended up not doing any of the other exercise stuff that I tried in there. I just thought it was too big for the space. So we just got the guitar in there. And then I think that's all. No, we get a painting easel downstairs. So we do have that, the yoga mat that I already mentioned on the second floor deck, and a painting easel downstairs. So we are moving on to the teen bedroom here. I really wanted to use this screen from City Living, but I couldn't really figure out like how to do that. And then I ended up wanting to put this bed like back in this little alcove, but it wasn't playable. So in my screenshots, you'll actually see me change that. I ended up putting like this buffet thing or end table thing from, I think it was from Laundry Stuff is what I chose, just because the woods matched most closely. So I actually pull the bed out a little bit from that inset and like put this table thingy as like a big huge headboard behind the bed so it was still playable. So you'll see that in my screenshots if you're confused about what I'm talking about, because I'm sure that I'm not making a lot of sense. But that's the only, probably not. I think it's the only change that I made when I play tested this house, but everything else is play tested and works and is fine. So yeah, anyway, this is pretty much wrapping up the teen's bedroom. This is a teen bedroom. It could be a kid's bedroom, but to me it looks like a teen bedroom. So we also do a more masculine, obviously this one is probably more traditionally feminine. Our other bedroom is more traditionally masculine, and it's more kid oriented. It has more toys and stuff like that in it. So also, whoever this kid is has the best view of this waterfall. Oh my goodness, it's so good. I love it. Like, if that was my room, I would literally just, like, sit there, windows open with a book, and just never leave. Like, I kind of did that anyway as a kid, but, like, you know what I mean? It's so pretty. So I also wanted to make sure I wasn't blocking very much of the windows, so you really had those amazing views. The kid could see them from sitting in bed, just, like, look out and wake up and see that in the morning. Like, can you imagine that life? Just literally wake up and see this amazing waterfall right there. Oh, my goodness. Like, that's dreams, y'all. Like, I would love that so much. It'd probably be kind of loud, but if it wasn't too loud, I would be so in love with that being my life. Anyway, this is also starting to wrap up the kids' bedroom. I skip over a bunch of the toys because I don't think you guys needed to watch me like raise things up. So I do apologize if it bothers you guys that I skipped over things. I know I've done it a couple of times in this video just because I did run out of time and I didn't want to make you guys sit through 40 minutes of me hitting the 9 key to raise something up. So also, if you didn't know that, if you hit the 9 key in Sims, it will raise the object up. Hit the 0 key to bring it back down. Helpful tips from Emaphant here. Y'all know me, so useful. Anyway, we are working on the last couple touches of the second floor deck, getting in some more decor and fixing things up. Pretty much just like going through bits and bobs, adding some more decor in various rooms, putting some speakers in different places, things like that. And then I think the only thing, we have the home office and then we have like the front porch deck area, which has the most stunning lighting. Like I loved that deck area. And so I think I included like a ton of screenshots of it because I wanted you guys to understand the purpose of it. But I'm going to stop talking about it. I'll talk more about it when I'm actually doing it. So this is the home office. It's super simple. Just like a computer, chess table, easel, couple other things to support creatives, having that incense to do that, and a speaker so you could listen to music while you painted or while you wrote or whatever it is that you were doing on that computer. So we are moving on to this little porch deck area that I'm low-key obsessed with. Like, it's so simple. Like, it's literally these benches and like some plants, but the lighting that comes in here in the morning is so beautiful. And like that was my entire intention of this house, is to have gorgeous lighting and have like these slats kind of have those shadows coming through the house, because it's just like, oh, it's so cool. It's so cool. Anyways, you guys, that just about wraps up this video. If you liked the video, please leave a like, comment, or subscribe down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye!